Welcome back to Forza Horizon 4, guys. Last week, I promised you guys some more information about Forza Horizon 4, as well as showcasing the full map, and that is exactly what we are doing here today. Before we do get into today's video, though, if you missed last week's video, we showcased car customization, character customization, some new wide body kits, also playing around with the track width stuff. It was super cool. I'll have a link down below and you guys can check that out after today's video. Anyways, let's start it off with the map because I know so many of you guys wanted to see this. Feel free to pause this at any point. This is what the map looks like. The people who were playing for some reason decided to zoom all the way in, but you can still get a good sense of what is sort of where. You've got Edinburgh up to the top. You've got sort of more rural countryside down to the bottom. It looks very, very cool. Some of the other things I noticed that there are a couple of drag strips scattered around the map, so see if you can spot all of them. There's a really cool beach off to the right-hand side of the map, and there is also a massive, massive lake, which obviously we're playing in autumn today, or fall today, so it's going to be just a normal lake. However, if you're playing in winter, I would imagine that lake is going to become frozen, and you're going to be able to drive on that, which is, I imagine, the lake we saw in the E3 gameplay stuff. Anyways, next week we're going to have a bunch of Forza Horizon 4 gameplay in the snow and on the ice, so if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe. Anyways, if you guys spot anything really cool, let me know in the comments down below and I will make sure to point them out next video. Anyways, though, one of the other cool things that they wanted to show off this week and that I hinted about last week was the off-road body kits. You might have remembered these things leaking back in the Forza Motorsport 7 days. Well, they are officially coming to Forza Horizon 4. They showed off specifically this Jeep Trailhawk, which is just an awesome car. If you know anything about it, it's just an absolute beast. Anyways, they decided to swap on this basically off-road preset onto the thing, which gives it these huge chunky tires, these big like off-roady fenders, light bars, and like a front bumper skid plate sort of thing. It's really, really cool. I specifically love those wheels. They are just huge. They've got to be like 400 wide. It's insane. They specifically mentioned there's actually going to be 12 off-road body kits at launch, which is actually pretty nice. We actually already know 3 of them as well. We know the Jeep, obviously, from this gameplay, but we also know the Range Rover SVR and the Bentley Bentayga, which is awesome. So those are going to be 3 of the off-roading cars that you're going to be able to play around with in Forza Horizon 4. They are going to be so sweet, and just, like, take a look at this off-roading gameplay. I know, like, I keep saying in all of the videos, I know that a lot of people were like, the UK is flat. It's really not flat. There are so many hills and so many mountains, and you can see them tackling them in the Jeep Trailcat. It's crazy just what's in this world. They specifically came out and they were like, this is the most vertical world we have ever built, and oh yeah, I believe them after seeing this. Speaking of the crazy vertical world, we got to see another one of the showcases. Showcases in the Forza Horizon series are sort of like the big races you do against sort of other types of vehicles. If you've played Forza Horizon 3, you might remember racing against the trains, some jets, some boats, and things like that. In Forza Horizon 4, obviously those are going to be back. This time we have confirmed so far a showcase for each and every season. However, the way they were speaking, it seems like there actually might be even more than that. We've already got 2 confirmed ones so far. We know that the spring one is going to be the bikes, which you've already seen from the E3 demo. And in today's live stream, we got to take our first look at the hovercraft, which is going to be taking place in the fall. This hovercraft is literally the definition of insane. I don't know if an actual hovercraft would handle like this thing, but it is just mega quick, swinging left and right everywhere, drifting about, and just crashing into everything and smashing it to bits. It's really, really cool. I cannot wait for this showcase event. It's gonna be awesome. But yeah, they decided to race a hovercraft all the way from the top of the mountain all the way down, and it's just super cool to see. At one point, you can even see the hovercraft go along the water and do, I guess, hovercrafty things. It's super cool, and it's something that I've never been, or I guess no one's ever seen before in a Horizon game. It's weird, but very cool. But yeah, going back to each one of these seasons having a showcase event, we still don't know what the showcase is for summer and winter. I would imagine the summer one might be some jets. We've already seen some jets being used in like the trailers and stuff, so maybe we'll be racing some jets again. But 2, what about the winter stuff? Well, I think the winter stuff might be a couple of things. Either you might have the obvious one being snowmobiles. Snowmobiles are obviously a very good way to get around in the snow, so it's very possible. A less likely one, however, because they specifically said, one of these things you are never going to believe, What about a snow dog team? I don't know, that's just me going back to my old Top Gear days when they went to the North Pole and they raced the Arctic truck against the snow dog team. I don't know, but that'd be really cool. So yeah, that was all the showcase stuff. After that, they went over to Forza Horizon 4 Online. In Forza Horizon 4, it's actually now called Horizon Life when you jump into the lobbies with 72 other people, or the servers, I should say, with 72 other people. There's a lot of confusion about the way this works. You are not going to be able to play with 72 people at one time. You are going to be able to invite 12 people to your lobby. However, if you are driving around solo in the game and you are using Horizon Online or Horizon Life, you'll be seeing other people around the world, and that's where you will technically have 72 other people. You will never see 72 people on your screen at once. The maximum you will see is 12, so just a heads up. Anyways, so as they were driving around, they showed off some of the auto ghosting features, the photo mode online. It is super, super cool. So, here's how it works. When you're playing online in Forza Horizon 4, and you're playing with your friends, say for example, I'm playing with some of my friends from the crew, and we want to do some videos together. Well, auto ghosting's not going to be a thing. We can crash into each other as much as we want and troll each other. However, if I go into a lobby and I'm just like, I don't have any friends online for that time for whatever reason, and I jump into a lobby, everyone else is going to be ghosted because they're not on my friends list and I'm not specifically in a lobby with them. If I go to crash into someone or someone tries to crash into me, they'll just go straight through me and not affect me. It's a very, very cool way of sort of limiting the amount of trolling slash griefing you can do online. It is awesome. Speaking of ghosting, I'm sure some of you guys who run leaderboard stuff will be very happy to hear that in like speed zones, drift zones, and stuff like that, you will also be able to ghost through AI cars. So if you've ever gone in Horizon 3 and you've been drifting and an AI car came and hit you head on, that's no longer going to be a thing. You're just going to be able to go right through them, which is awesome. But yeah, one of the other things they showed off was the online photo mode. Essentially, this works like the way it does in other games. You can just hold the button, go into photo mode, and the entire world stops. You can take your photo, and then when you go back, everything sort of resumes as normal. And they also showed off online rewind, which again, just sort of rewinds you, and everyone else just sort of does their thing. It just works. After that, they decided to show off Forzathon Live, which is actually super, super cool. I had no idea this is how it works. So here's how Forzathon works online in Forza Horizon 4. There's going to be challenges every hour, every day, and every week. These are going to be challenges that you can either do with your friends or do in that Horizon Life session. The gameplay that I'm going to be showing off is from one of the hourly challenges, so just be aware of that. In the world, you will hear this big siren and some big announcer being like, a Forzathon challenge is starting now, and you'll see a blimp pop up on your map, and you'll see Forzathon on your screen, and you can press the back button on your controller, and it will set you a waypoint. Everybody who's playing online at the same time will be getting that notification, so everyone can go to that spot. Now again, this goes into my previous thing. You will only see 12 people on your screen. You will never see more than that. Once you all get to the point, the challenge starts and you are away with stage number 1, which is challenges. All of you guys as a group are gonna have to go around and complete challenges. These challenges are things like achieve 2,000 miles an hour, for instance, at a speed zone. So you all have to go through multiple times, keep setting speeds, and they will get added onto each other to reach that 2,000 mile an hour speed. Once you've achieved that one, you'll go on to stage 2, you'll get a harder challenge, and then on to stage 3. Stage 3 was actually really cool because they decided to go to this abandoned rail yard, and this rail yard was super cool. This particular challenge, they had to just get as many skill points as possible, so you'll see them banking up skill points and trying to achieve as big as chain as possible, so that's what they're doing. Anyways, feel free to take a look at this abandoned rail yard. It's super cool. So many dips and jumps and crevices and places to hide. This is going to be one of those areas where you're going to be able to play King or Infected. Both of those game modes are confirmed as coming back as well, which is great. And then once these guys were able to finish the challenge, they were awarded 30 Forzathon points, which go into your sort of Forzathon bank, and then you can spend those points on cars and challenges, or I don't really know what it is. I don't know if 30 points is a lot, but After that, we got to see a little bit of highway gameplay, so this is going to be obviously one of the places where you want to go and max your car's top speed. The motorway is going to be the place to do that. Then we also got some first looks at the off-roading proving ground, which is a super cool place. I think it's called the Mud Kicker or something like that in the UK. Very cool place in the game where you can go and practice and experiment with your four-wheel drive stuff. They actually also said that off-roading in supercars and hypercars and things that aren't necessarily built for going off-road will will be nerfed in Forza Horizon 4. So, if you want to set, like, the best lap times, you're going to want to be in something like this, in, like, these off-roading trucks when you're doing off-road races, which is great. And with that being said, that's really all there was to it. They finally hinted at mastery. Car mastery is sort of like a progression system for your car, but they didn't have any details as to what exactly that is. We'll have to find out next Tuesday, so make sure you guys subscribe for that. I will see you guys back here with some snow/ice gameplay in Forza Horizon 4. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys missed the last week's one, link is down below. Thank you guys for all of the support on these Forza Horizon 4 videos. I'll see you guys next week. Bye!